Hey everybody, it's Friday. Welcome to DVTV In Spayse. We're adjusting sound over here. Everybody, we've got Israel Luna with us today.
Hi.
And Brandy Amara Sky. We have Chaiselin Wade back again this week because Busy Brad is AWOL.
Is nowhere to be found.
But that's okay because we have Chaiselin and I'm Tammy Nash. And we're gonna start out talking about some of the things that are on the agenda for this week, the gay agenda. What's open over there? Brandy, you got it
Well,
open.
first off, gay bingo is always a really good time, and it is a hoot and holler gay bingo, and that is happening August 19th at S4, and it begins at 6 o'clock. And it ends around 9-ish, and that's always a really good time. You get a chance to win some money for a good cause. All the money goes to a good cause anyway. Perfect addition to your weekend roundup. What you see over there, Israel?
I was just looking at some other things going on because it's really cool that there's always like 2 pages of stuff happening
Full of
every
things.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that always makes me feel good. I'm like, ooh, what am I going to do this weekend? and then I
there's-
stay at home
there's-
and watch Netflix.
Yeah, and then there's more. There's more in the back in the arts and
In the
entertainment,
arts and entertainment
calendar,
section.
and then you can see what's going on in some of the bars in the scene section. We have just list after list. Hang on. list after list after list of events that are going on. So, like she said, we got gay bingo.
Oh, and this sounds fun too. On August 24th, the Young Professionals Back to School event. So the Young Professional Advisories Council raises money for Youth First, but they're going to have a DJ Brandon Moses from 6 to 8 at the Goss Michael Foundation. That's off of White Click Avenue. That sounds like a really cool, fun.
It is. It
party.
always breaks my heart to hear back to school because I think it's still summertime. I still want to talk about pool parties.
It is still summer, technically, right? It's still summer until like the end of September, right? And we're in Texas, so summer kind of lasts all year round.
It's
so, I
true,
mean, just because
it's
it's
true.
technically not summer, it's
Back to school, young professionals.
Speaking of the important part of
I'm thinking, well, get them before they get out. You're going to be a lawyer? Oh.
how exciting.
Plastic surgeon? Oh. You like older women?
Slightly older.
Yeah,
Slightly
slightly older
But anyway,
than your mother.
there's a lot of other things going on. People are always right this time of year raising money one way or another for LifeWalk, the different LifeWalk teams. Aid Services of Dallas LifeWalk team is going to have a car wash on the 19th, which is tomorrow, wipes. And the 20th, that's Sunday, HRC DFW Federal Club Women's Event. For 21 and older, it's at the Lakewood Brewing Company. So you go hang out, meet some people, and drink some beer if
Have
that's
some
your thing.
brewskis.
Yeah, I don't like beer, but
No brewskis?
no.
I would think you'd be a beer drinker. No?
Not at all.
Huh.
I don't drink beer nor wine. I'm neither.
She's just hard liquor.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Give her some whiskey.
I feel you.
Vodka or some bourbon.
Yeah. She does
Vodka
not
tequila
play.
girl. I don't know.
Here's something that's fun. Pegasus Squares. It's the LGBT square dance group.
Okay.
And they are having an open house on Sunday, right? Yeah, on Sunday. And it's at Grace United Methodist Church, which is over on East Dallas side of town. And you can come over and check it out and find out what square dancing's all about. And,
I'm from Kentucky. I already know.
see?
Actually, we used to do clogging.
Clogging?
Oh, yeah. I know all about clogging.
My feet didn't work that well for clogging, but I could square dance the hell out of it.
What are the qualifications for an event to be a gay event? Because, we have one going on here at the studio called Rock.
Well, if you're involved, it's gay enough.
Yes.
There you
Okay. Because, Rufus,
It probably glitters.
Rufus Nathan Shannon is having rock band night here in the event room on the big screen.
Which
cool.
I am
When?
totally coming to, Nathan, one time.
When
for
is
sure.
it? When is this? Tonight. Oh, what time?
Starting
Really?
at 7:30. Have beer and pizza and play rock band on the big screen. We have a new projector, so I'm excited to do that.
Even more fun, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, well, it's here. This is, that's gay.
Israel's going to be there. It's a studio. Yeah, it's gay.
We're here now, and it's going to be here later, and that's
Yeah.
gay enough.
There
That's
you
pretty
go.
gay.
There
That
you
is pretty darn
go.
gay.
We are a traveling rainbow.
Yeah.
Have Rainbow will travel. Yeah. There's some other things coming up.
Oh, and tomorrow
Yeah.
is the anti-Nazi racism march. They're all meeting at City Hall at 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow. So
That's right. And we're going to be talking some more about that in the second segment and beyond. So
it's gonna get juicy.
it very likely will. We'll be talking about that. But I think if there's any way you can be there to speak out against this,
I
that
agree.
you should. I also think you should be prepared to know how to keep yourself safe.
I
We've
agree.
seen what happened, and then there's another one on the 24th. So there's a lot of things going on. We've got, again, light in my
this
eyes.
is-
5 minutes.
This is really cool too. I just saw this on August 26th, Transpose, the Transgender
yeah.
Project. So this is a film documentary that explores the extraordinary challenges and triumphs of transgender people as they transition. So that is happening from 4 to 6:30 at New Studio Movie Grill on Spring Valley. And you can get tickets at eventbrite.com. And that's August
I wanna
26th.
I want to support
I would
that.
love to support
Yeah.
that.
So the 26th. What day of the week is
I
the
was just
26th?
thinking that. Oh, God.
Let's see, 18 to 5, 7, 20,
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
So it's
A week
two
from
Saturday,
tomorrow.
a week from
A
tomorrow.
week from tomorrow, yes.
I totally think that we should be there to make our
Yeah.
yes, in solidarity and support. This is awesome.
And that's Saturday, Sunday, 2 days before our premiere.
Oh,
Exactly.
interesting.
We can be
there
a
might
whole
be like
premiere
a little
weekend
You should totally get in
kinda-
contact and maybe do
Yeah, and
like
do,
a
like,
cross
promote.
promotion. I totally think
Yeah.
you should.
There
Do
should
we
be
know
conflict.
who the director is or who this?
I have information at my office. You can.
Excuse me.
Is there like is something going on in the world that we don't know? Like are
I know.
aliens coming?
That's what
Is Trump bombing? What's North Korea? Wait.
Independence Day.
With Trump running the
Apocalypse
show.
now.
Can we do Apocalypse tomorrow? I'm busy right
Exactly.
now.
We got things to do.
I don't want to die on air. I love you guys, but I really don't.
Right. But, also on the 26th, anniversary of the 19th Amendment, the International Women's Day. Dallas and the Dallas Women's Coalition honor the women who paved the way for us. The 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. They'll be honoring and celebrating that on the 26th. That's in there. And the Hero of Hope Award is the 27th, which will be Sunday, a week from this weekend, Sunday. And Cathedral of Hope is going to present the Hero of Hope Award to Mayor Mike Rawlings.
Oh, is he getting the award?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome.
So, a lot of fundraising events.
Good. It's good. And then we are screening mine, and it's just going to be a full event full of indie short films, all locally shot, produced, and created here in Dallas.
What's the
Now-
name of that film again? Your film?
Oh, Kicking Zombie Ass for Jesus.
By the way, you're speaking about transpose. I think that's my friend Kurtz Frausen's project.
Huh. I was interviewed. You know, there's a little controversy because we shot the film in Graham, Texas, and they're not allowing me to screen it there because they are a, quote, strong Baptist community. And Channel 8 News contacted me, WFAA. And I was interviewed yesterday. So
Name dropping.
Right. Not that they're as important as Dallas Force.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We were
Because
waiting for that.
DVTV, I mean, you know we have
The
the
Dallas
big name stars lining up to be on here.
And
Yes.
you were actually the
Hello.
very first person to write an article about the controversy.
It's only fitting since I was the very first person to write articles about you when you started.
That's right.
All those
When
many,
I was
many
Look at
years ago.
that.
When
young
you were just
black
a
girl with
wee,
pigtails, with Afro puffs.
wee baby girl,
I know.
gay man.
I know. That's right. You were
Yes.
the very first. I
I
still
tell you.
have it.
So do you know
should.
when it's going to air?
No, I'm waiting for them to email me the details, but I think it might be today or this evening. But you know, I'm going to post the segment.
Oh, yeah,
everywhere.
Yes.
course.
Okay. Good.
Okay, do we have a clip?
do.
Can
We have a
do-
clip.
We have a clip ready
you
to
wanna
go.
intro
We're
it?
gonna
Yeah. Want me to intro it? Okay.
we're gonna
so
see it during the break. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the scene where the preacher and the preacher's wife, they're running from all the zombies. They've gotten away. They're escaping. And as they're running, just not knowing where they're going, trying to escape, they run into Beth Ann Fetterman, the local transgender female there, played by Willem Belli, and they're running into each other. And they're like, "Oh, you!" And they're trying to escape.
Okay.
That's what the scene is.
All right, let's see that one.
Get in there.
If they had lived right, none of this would have happened.
The show. It's so surprising Tammy when we're back on the air.
Y'all shouldn't mistreat old people like that. That ain't fun.
That's funny.
That ain't funny at all. That's pretty fabulous. That's Willem Belli there in the orange.
Yes.
Tom
And
and-
yep. And Richard Curtin plays the preacher, and Crystal Summers is the preacher's wife.
My favorite line in that whole little clip was, "God told us to save only the good people."
Growl was the zombie growl.
Oh yeah, I like that. I love a good zombie growl.
That sounded like me
That
after
was
Taco Bell. Right?
I know.
I was like, what?
That zombie
my
got some
stomach?
destroy.
I would find a way
You
to
would
let
sneak
you
us in
guys.
the
I would
window or
totally
something.
sneak you in.
And
I
then we'd
will.
probably leave the window open and the
Rainbow
zombies
Railroad.
would get in.
Yeah, but it wasn't until after we screened it that one of the people that viewed it, they said, "Oh my God, dude, that scene was hardcore when they weren't lettering in the things they were saying." I was like, "Oh, I never even thought about it,"
Yeah.
because to me, it's like that's my world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So hopefully we
Maybe
educate
some people will learn a lesson and see something in that movie.
We can only hope.
You think
I
that
know, right?
that certain Baptist church might host a screening?
You know, I could always invite them to the premiere.
I
You know
think
what?
you
You
should
totally
deliver.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
you
you
totally
should.
should.
Speaking of
So-
people that wouldn't let us in when the zombies were coming, we saw some of those people in the streets this past weekend, didn't we?
Tiki torch, tiki torch.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
those streets. Oh
Tiki,
yes.
tiki, tiki torch.
Yes.
That they got from
Dang.
IKEA or
Pussies.
wherever.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. They
So-
got from like Party City. Yeah.
There's a
Depot.
sign I saw on Facebook. It says, "Dear Nazis, don't use these for any racist
I
shit."
saw
Yeah,
that.
on the
right,
Tiki
right.
Torch display.
I saw
Um,
that.
But that's what I want to talk about. I mean, there's so many things that are going on, so many things to talk about. Brandy and I were mentioning this when we were waiting to start. So many things going on, but so many of the important things going on are all about one way or another about this one issue. And it's, in my opinion, it's just the pure evil that lives in this world. And I was going to tell you all the story.
Evil has an address.
Yeah.
Right now it's 1600.
1600
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Exactly.
True.
There's your next movie. Evil
I
Has
know,
an
right?
There you
Address.
go.
But I was thinking about this. You know, we have all this stuff about the Confederate monuments being, history and part of the heritage, and we have to leave them so we remember, and they don't have to be in the park for me to remember, right? And you see what happened. There's a video. I was telling Brandy about it. It's by Vice News. Have you seen that one? Did you watch that one?
I did.
And it's like a 22-minute documentary that this young woman and her camera crew from Vice News, that was from Friday night. They were there during the Tiki Torch March. They were there Saturday during the violence. They got the actual murder
Yeah.
when the guy drove the car. It's on their film.
All uncensored and
Yeah.
I imagine some of what they. I
Whoa.
imagine that they have some film that they don't show you, but but you see what's happening, and then some from Sunday after the fact, and they're basically embedded with the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these Nazis let them come and be in the hotel room talking to
Yeah.
them, and it literally made me sick to my
Yeah.
stomach, Tracy.
He was like, what? He was just like very, we really maintained ourselves and controlled ourselves, and nobody got killed on our side, and it was really
unwarranted.
really disgusting. Yeah,
Unwarranted,
And,
yeah.
no, but here, my question for you, Tammy, have you seen the video of him snoveling and crying now?
oh, I heard about having
Yeah.
watched
Yeah,
it.
okay.
baby.
You have to see what he says in the interview with her, and then how he reacts afterwards. He's like, we were trying to be so peaceful, and I'm so scared, and the army's outside. I'm like, yeah, because of you.
Well, so I have a question, and this is in no way on their side. Let's just go by
Sure.
the law. Let's just go
here
by
we
the
go.
law because of the Westboro Baptist Church, thing. If these people have these little tiki torches and they're chanting mean, hateful things, and they're going and protesting something because they believe that, that they want to keep them up there, these statues. Okay, so legally they can do that.
Right.
So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, or I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They haven't broken any laws or anything. They're just being really terrible, horrible people. And it seems like they're already armed and ready to fight, but they haven't done anything. And then the other protesters come over. I'm wondering, does all of this footage show how, I'm sure it started as a screaming match at each other, and then what happened? That's what I'm wondering happened.
There's some things that, you hear and see the video about the Antifa protesters, the counter protesters who sprayed the mace and threw bottles or whatever, and that happened. I don't condone that. I don't condone that kind of violence, and in an attack mode. If I will do whatever I have to do to defend myself or my friends and family. Just walking through the street screaming, "You will not replace us. Jews will not replace us."
Right.
There were a lot
blood
of other
and soil,
blood and soil, all of this other stuff. They were throwing fuel. There's a thing where there's a statue, and there was some young people from the college in a ring around the statue. They weren't doing anything but chanting.
They were just peaceful. They were
standing there chanting. These protesters with their teeth, they threw fuel on these young people and hit them with these lit torches.
Got it. Okay.
Nobody It's just, it's that amped up. Everybody's so amped up. That's why I was telling Tammy earlier, I don't go to those things because I know that I would be one of those people that would get so angry, because now you're talking about my wife. You're talking about my wife and you're talking about me. And I would get too angry, and hearing that would trigger something in the hate in me. And I would be one of those people to throw an empty, and I don't want to be that person. I want to find a different resolution, but that's why I stay away from things like that. Because even now, just talking about it, I'm getting hot. My face is getting hot. I can feel the anger, and I just don't want to come from that angry place.
How do you anti-protest it?
I write a lot. I do a lot of, everything is through my art, because that's the way that I found to channel my anger in a way that's productive and nonviolent.
I think a lot of what's happened since then, a lot of these guys getting fired from their jobs and being outed on social media, and it's not right to death threat them, but I think it's right to publicly shame them.
I have no problem.
That's why the KKK wore hoods.
Right. But see, when I see the news covering that event, I'm glad that they just have random shots of everyone and they're chanting the supremacist, because I refuse to call them white nationalists. They're white supremacists. They're racist.
Either. Yeah, I hate
not
that.
alt-right.
That term bothers the fuck out of me,
because they're trying to sugarcoat it what they really are.
They're Nazis.
Yeah, they're Nazis. And
they carried the Nazi flag. They did the Nazi salute. They're
absolutely. So I'm glad when the news stations have a camera zooming this, because you can still frame it and identify all of these people, and at least now who they are.
And there's that Twitter account, that's you're a racist, that has been outing, that's been posting pictures and doing research of all the people that were there, and that's kind of what has helped lead to these people getting those kinds of, they were fired from
Alt-right. Isn't that an interesting name? It's right or it's wrong. Is this alternative facts?
Right.
Yes.
Alternative facts.
Well, they're trying to use any term instead of Nazi
that doesn't hold that kind of power like the term. They're trying to steer away from words that would trigger people.
You can throw all the glitter you want to on a turd and it still stinks.
Exactly. This is very true.
Damn truth.
Yeah, it is very, very true.
And I feel like maybe I should, but I got to say, I don't feel bad about these people. They call it doxing, right? It's a form of documentation. They're doxing them. They're outing them as these horrifying people. And, one guy was disowned by his family.
I saw that.
People have lost their jobs.
They chose to come in public.
Yeah.
B-O-O-H-O-O.
But at the same time,
gay
if you're
people get disowned by their family
Had me some lunch. I'm gonna walk out here. Who
Well,
are
when
these
I
people?
see torches coming, I'm going, bitch. I don't know what you're gonna be doing.
Exactly.
You're gonna be standing out there waiting. I'm gonna
Right,
be
but
running.
It depends on how many martinis I done had.
Right,
Exactly.
right. This
Girl, I
might
ain't
get
running no.
entertaining.
I'm old, girl. I'm old. I ain't
Right,
running
drink a
nowhere.
martini. This might be entertaining.
I'm old, crippled, arthritic. I'm not even running. I'm gonna stand here. Y'all just be careful. Get over there.
Yeah.
But you know, then somebody sees my picture and they're like, "Ooh, look, she's in the march,"
Yeah.
and I would probably lose my job if I were in a
If
if I were in a Nazi march. But you know, and a friend of mine was like, I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the wrong people
Yeah.
get hurt because somebody mistook them from somebody
I
else.
think screaming and fighting with them is not going to work.
We're out of time. Yeah.
Oh crap, we're out of time. We're gonna take another break. I don't know what Shannon's gonna play in this one, but we're gonna take a break and we'll be back and we'll continue talking. We're on Facebook, so if you got something to say, send us a message. Okay, welcome back. This is segment number 3 for today. I was telling them during the break, I want to tell you guys a story, and I haven't told them this story yet, but I'm telling you now. I am fascinated with genealogy and tracing my family back, and through the use of websites like Ancestry.com, and there's another one, I think it's called FamilySearch.com, that's basically free, and I think it's operated by the Mormon Church. You know, they have, Mormon Church has one of the biggest genealogical databases anywhere.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they do, because you know that's you can trace your genealogy back and save your ancestors, get them into heaven. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not trying to make fun of the Mormon Church. I'm just saying that genealogy has to do something there. But So they do have that site. It's called FamilySearch.com. I found out some things. I grew up with my great grandparents. My great grandmama was my babysitter. My great granddaddy Joe lived next door to us. He was a blacksmith, and he was 80 something years old. And I would go into like out of Gunsmoke blacksmith shop, and do the bellows for him while he kept the fire hot and worked in his shop. He plowed the field with a mule and a push plow, and I would ride the mule while he plowed the field. So I have a very strong sense of family. I grew up with my family all around me, but beyond a certain point, I never knew those folks because they were gone long before I came along. So I started looking it all up, and in one branch of my family, and I say this because it's especially, I've been thinking about it a lot this week. Somebody on Facebook posted, if I found out that my family fought for the Confederacy, our own slaves, I would disown them. I wouldn't. This is my family. I can't. Disavowing or disowning them or whatever doesn't make them any less connected to me. But what I found out is, and I think it was like a third or fourth great-grandfather fought for the Confederacy, and through one of the branches in the family fought for the Confederacy. His father fought for the Union Army and was killed in battle, in the Battle of Tennessee. So, I can tell you I had people in the Union Army, I had people in the Confederate Army. In a different branch of the family, a third or fourth great-grandfather, he married the woman my great-grandmother, he married his first wife, and when they got married, her parents, which would have been my, however many great-grandparents, gave them a slave as a wedding gift.
Really?
Yeah. And then that grandfather, the one who received this gift, went away and fought for the Confederacy in the war. While he was away, his wife and his son lived with her parents, and she died, and her parents raised the son until his father came back. I have pictures of them. I can tell you what they look like. His name was John Reese King Brooks.
Wow.
And so this is my family. I know that there are more stories like that because my family, trace it back until they came from Scotland or Wales. They lived in the South. Mm-hmm. Once they came here, they've always been Southern people. So there's going to be other stories like that. Do I feel guilty because of that? No. I had no impact. There's nothing I can say or do that made any difference on all of that. Obviously not then and not now. They're still my family. I can pretend like, it doesn't make any difference. That's still my blood. That's my family. So we can't pretend like these things didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
But do I want somebody building monuments to them on the courthouse square?
Well, that we discussed that on my show as well. It's like, should they take them down? And I do feel that it should be documented somewhere. But Chaselyn, like you said it, there are places
like the Holocaust
to do
Museum,
like a museum.
There's a museum that you put this here under the context of, listen, you're going to come here and you're going to see this and you're going to learn and you're going to be educated so that it doesn't happen again. Not on the pedestal in the middle. I love Lee Park. I go to Lee Park and have lunch with my friends. We'll sit there underneath the statue of Robert E. Lee on the little benches there. It's a beautiful day outside when it's not as hot as it's been recently.
That is Robert E. Lee, isn't it?
It is Robert E. Lee. It's called Lee. And here's the thing. And here's what's really unique about our park is that, that we have a statue that, yes, it could be removed, but the building that's there is an exact replica of his mansion. So do you take down the building as well? Do you
rename it?
How do you rename it? Do you
call it,
here's
the thing. I think it was the 30s, maybe up until the 30s or 40s. That was Oak Lawn Park.
Right.
And
like
the
I said
Daughters
earlier,
of the Confederacy,
a lot of these things
50s,
didn't change until the 50s
40s,
or
50s,
60s.
yeah.
Exactly. And it was a form of intimidation.
Yeah.
My issue with like this whole museum idea is that if you're going to have a museum with this, you need to have museums that remind people of what we did when we first came here, like our ancestors and, you know, the smallpox blankets with the native peoples. And so like, if you're going to remember this area, then you need to remember all the horrific things that happened as well prior to. But they don't want to be reminded about that history, but they want to be reminded about this history because this is what the great America has happened. So you can't have both ends.
Well, see, and you're absolutely right. And this is when it takes someone like you, like me, to start it.
It's
and
true,
we
though.
say, you know
It
what,
is.
we're going to do
That
this.
is true, though.
And then it
You're
starts a domino effect where other people say, well, I want to highlight this and I want to let people know about this. So I'm all for it. I'll help you.
You have
Just do
to. You have to. It's history's written by the winners, right? Except in the South, where we wrote our own history regardless. But when you're talking about the oppression of the Native American people and wiping them out through disease, not like we came over here really, or we, the white people, came over specifically to wipe them out with disease. It just kind of happened. But we wiped them out in other ways, right? And, you know, white people felt like they had
and
the
then we're
right
building
to
pipelines
own.
through their lands. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, it's all connected, and all of this is connected, and you can't remember one thing and not remember the other. You can't pick and choose what part of history you want
and then there's being white.
Yeah, what part of history you want.
And this is really upsetting to me because here I am taking history class all through junior high and high school, and I knew about, you know, this Confederate this, but it never seemed bad because of the way that they taught it.
Yeah, they don't teach
Exactly.
it in that way. And I remember specifically, and I tell this story all the time, I remember asking my 7th grade history teacher, because we were learning about slavery and the Confederacy. I was like, where were the brown people? Like, where was I? You know, because they don't talk about, you know, Mexicans, you know, Mexican Americans in the history.
Except for the Alamo.
Except for the Alamo, and that's really about it. And I remember him saying point blank that we were with the black people. And I'm like, but I get that, but I'm not black. Like, where is my history and all this? And so, like, I always think back to that moment and feeling erased, you know, growing up, because it was so much about this, but yet it was never about the anger and the hate that was behind it either, you know?
Which makes you feel as a kid that you just didn't exist.
Right.
Your
you
people
just-
didn't exist.
My people didn't exist. I saw myself nowhere in the history books. So
You have another thing I want to point out, as we're talking about, you know, these people talk about based on the color of your skin, right, or where you came from. But people in our community, speaking of the LGBT community, we need to pay attention to this. It's not somebody
agree.
else's battle.
I agree.
Okay?
And it's been really interesting because I've seen a lot of my friends on Facebook post about how, like, some of their white gay male friends have been a little bit more racist than what they thought in some of the posts. And so, like, it really is, I feel like this is dividing our LGBT community even more, because, like, I've seen posts like I had to delete, you know, my, you know, white gay male friend because, you know, he was just going off on how, like, why does it have to be color? And, you know, I don't see color. And it's this conversation and dialogue is splitting us up even more, but it's so important that we have it because I'm tired of being erased, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
I love seeing color.
Think
Yeah.
about
seeing
I
everybody's
know.
different
I don't
colors.
think it's bad to see color.
It shouldn't. I mean, because
it's
you
not
don't
a bad thing
understand
to
a
see
person.
color.
You
Yeah.
don't know a person if you don't know what color they are.
Exactly. If you don't understand
that's
what
part
they've
of who
gone
you
through,
are, right?
yeah, like there's a history, there's a rich history, and I don't want to erase that. Like, I don't want to not see your history. Like,
Because
that's
along
just,
with that color is a culture, is a way of
Yes.
living. It's all these really wonderful things that
Exactly.
make you unique. You know?
And that was another cool thing that I saw floating around on social media was this picture of how all the other cultures celebrate their culture, like, you know, Mexicans dance, you know, all these things, and then it's like how white people, you know, are not, you know, how they celebrate culture is
Mexican
through this
pride, African pride,
And
white
then,
pride.
And then
Yeah.
here's like how, you know, these people celebrate culture is by, you know, tiki torching down the street. So it's
Not all white people.
not all white people, not all white people, but I think it was just getting the gist of it out, like,
Yeah, of
by
course.
what it means to celebrate culture and in the ways that, in a nonviolent heritage kind of way versus.
Yeah.
We have to stop thinking about culture being equated, equal to skin color. My skin
It's
may
true,
be
though.
this.
I agree with that.
My skin may be white like yours. I don't think we probably came from the same kind of
No.
culture. We
No.
we raised in different areas. You know, my culture has to do a lot with my family, like I was talking about. And you know, I was raised in a very large, very close family, and some of them wish I'd shut my mouth sometimes. You know,
So do mine.
and then you have people who they came from the Northeast, and
Mm-hmm.
that their skin is the same color as mine, but their culture is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm from the Northeast.
Yeah.
You
I'm from Kentucky, so
that ain't Northeast girl.
we're right on the border.
But you have people with white skin came from Scandinavia. People from with white skin came from Scotland.
And Africa,
And
Charlize
there's
Theron is
South
from Africa,
Africans
and she's
now.
white.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
is
she-
South African.
Yes.
She's,
Yeah, my
you know.
friend who was a scriptwriter who was in his 70s, who had my first writers group that I went to, he was from Cape Town, South Africa, and he's tall and talked like this
Yeah.
and very wonderful, looked like Vincent Price.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I do agree.
And
I think
you have brown skin, but I am willing to bet that you guys don't have necessarily the same cultural background.
You like tortillas?
I love tortillas.
I love tortillas too.
I like tortillas too.
I like
man.
churros too.
But I mean, because some people with brown skin are Middle American.
Right. And I
That's
completely
not
agree.
the
because
Central American, Middle American.
I feel
Central
like
American.
we share, all four of us at the table we are culturally queer. That's what binds
And
us
we have
culturally.
that
Is
too.
that
That
is
we
that
have
we're,
our
we
culture.
are a queer culture. So our skin
And that-
colors may be different, but we're culturally queer.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
share that.
Exactly.
culture.
That damn thing's beeping.
Always me.
we're gonna-
Always me.
Brandy talked too much
I
again,
guess
so
so.
we're gonna have to take a break. We'll be
shut
back in just a little bit.
Guys, I have this emotional story.
Noise, y'all. We got the
Guys, are we
We
being
gonna go out
invaded
and
by aliens?
think
Yeah.
it's
Independence Day thing gonna be moving over
it
the city.
thunder?
Yeah.
I want to be
It might
Vivica
be.
Fox.
It might be.
Is it thunder? I'm gonna
You
be
can't
Will
drive that
Smith.
big truck.
I'm gonna be Will Smith. Be
I'll be
like
Vivica
dragging
Fox on the
those.
pole.
I was gonna say dragging those zombies. I got aliens and zombies.
Aliens, yeah.
You can't drive that big truck.
I can't.
Just give it up.
I'll
All right. We're getting seriousness. Just for a minute more here about the rally this weekend. If you can go, but be careful. We don't want anybody being hauled out of there in a hearse. There could be violence. We saw people die. We saw people injured. So be careful.
Is it bad that when you guys were talking about the gay agenda and you mentioned the rally, I thought I don't want to go because I'm afraid.
And that's why I was saying
And that's
earlier.
just not
how
good
do
or
you
bad. It's
protest?
just
It's what you're
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah,
You
there's
know,
nothing wrong with
how do you show up and not go home in a hearse?
Right.
You know, how can you show up safely?
Well, because I think to myself, what if on the news tomorrow, you never know, maybe they talk about it and they're like, there was a shooting at blah, 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 or there was
and
this
people
riot
carry
that
guns
happened.
in
You know,
Texas, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
have open carry, and you don't have to
Yeah.
even be
Mhm.
close to be. What if somebody decides they're going to start shooting?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not unheard of.
It
It's
is
not
not.
like it's impossible. It's not
Y'all
like
pay
they're going to be out
attention.
of control.
Pay
You know,
attention.
yeah.
But
Duck
we
and
want to
cover.
support. But we want to support, you know?
Yeah, sometimes
has
you
to
have
be
to.
a way to-
Sometimes you have to overcome your fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were
Yeah.
talking about culture before the break. We were talking about culture and about it's not and this whole thing about the racism and are we finding these evil people and the whole question of Confederate monuments or whatever. It's not about the color of your skin, It's not about what political party you're in, your age, or where you came from, or anything. This is basically, in my opinion, a question of good versus evil. This truly is good versus evil, or normal people versus evil.
Right and wrong,
Right.
pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we were talking about, we share a culture. We come from different cultures. We come from different
But we
backgrounds,
share
but
one.
we share the queer culture. And you were talking about
Yeah, I would love to not call us the LGBTQIA culture because people now there was a teacher that put this little flyer up at school and I'm just going to show it to you right now. That's what it looks like. So what it is I'm going to read it to you. It's not the LGBTQIA community now. Now it's, to clear my throat here, LGGBDTTTIQQAAPP.
So is that like a for real thing?
And yeah, so read
Okay,
what it is.
so it stands for lesbian, gay, genderqueer, bisexual, demisexual, transgender, transsexual, two-spirit, intersex, queer, questioning, asexual, allies, pansexual, and polyamorous.
Crickets.
Well, no, I'm thinking, like, I kind of feel like,
who did they leave out?
I don't think they left anybody out, but I'm thinking that,
Old lesbians. It doesn't say anything about old
doesn't say
lesbians.
They
anything
left
about
the
butch.
conservatives out that are
There's
not
no
that are not
butch.
going to understand.
No
there's no
butch.
butch here. There's no femmes
Log
here.
cabin Republican.
But I think this is true. There's no log cabin Republican. But I think all of these can be umbrella. Like I think we have to. It goes back to this whole semantic, fighting over semantics. Like there are umbrella terms that can encapsulate all of us in the right way. Whether that's rainbow community, whether that's LGBTQ, whether that's queer. Like I feel like there are ways that we can umbrella ourselves where we're not divisive in the way that we describe
and I really do
ourselves.
appreciate the Dallas Voice allowing me on the show to keep campaigning for my idea, which is to call us the rainbow community. Because anytime I see LGBT, whether it's on the news or in a news article or a CNN article, I replace LGBT with rainbow, and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does. It totally works.
And also, for us to be a people that don't want to necessarily be labeled, some people are proud to say, "Oh, I'm gay," or "I'm lesbian," or "I'm bisexual," or "I'm transgender," or what have you. Some people may not feel comfortable doing that, but they want to be supportive. I've met some people like, "So, are you gay? Are you straight? Are you bi?" Well, I really don't like to label myself something that there's really not a label for. So if they said, well, how about this? I'm part of the rainbow community. Oh, okay. Well, then you're cool. Let's drink.
Yeah.
Let me buy you a beer.
And I'm going to start this weekend on my Facebook. I'm going to reach out to see who wants to create a logo that says Rainbow Community. And then I want to get T-shirts for Gay Pride Weekend and start handing them out to people that say, I am a part of the Rainbow Community, to just really get it going. I really want it to pick up because I'm afraid that the LGBTQADDI is going to happen. It's going to happen.
They, like I said, they don't have me or the Republicans, and they don't have same gender loving in there.
They don't.
And that's a very important.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a very important thing.
I
for
think
people who-
umbrella terms are good.
Or asexual.
No,
think they said it.
asexual.
Yeah,
asexual,
asexual
asexual was in there.
Yeah, it was one
yeah.
of the many A's.
I think,
A's.
the A.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right here.
Don't scroll through my
Yeah.
phone. Don't ever
No,
scroll through a gay man's
I'm not
phone.
swiping
Gotcha,
left
gotcha.
or right.
Don't
yeah.
turn don't turn that towards the camera, please. I have you saying, The contents of Israel Luna's cell phone
Does
do not reflect
The opinions of the Dallas.
the opinions or the morals.
Right, exactly. Can we mention the gay pride show thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should.
Tell us-
I really
tell us,
wanted.
Brandy.
I wanted to wait until the OGs were present. But we're
Busy
busy
Brad.
Brad is never going to be here. So whatever, we love you, but. We're super excited that we are going to be going live. We're going to take this show on the road, and we're going to be live at JR's Bar and Grill in the patio the Friday of Pride Weekend festivities. So we're going to kick it off. And what time? At 4:00?
Yeah.
And so we hope to see you there. We're going to be talking to the community. We're going to have a lot of fun. Drinks in hand. I'm coming out in full drag, so I'm super excited about all this. We're all going to be sporting rainbow community shirts. I think Israel's
Yes.
going to have them there, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm a part of the rainbow community. I'm gonna have T-shirts for all of us.
Oh,
yeah, so
excellent.
we'll be probably doing some raffles and other kind of fun stuff. You know, we just want to be there with you in the community because
Yeah.
we're part of your community.
And hey, we want you to plan on trying to come down to the strip. I mean, we're usually an hour because he's a slave driver about it.
Yeah.
But maybe on Pride weekend we'll sneak in a little few
Maybe
extra
we'll
minutes.
sneak in. Yeah, we'll sneak in a couple of little extra.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
Why don't we just do Don't Panic live as well, and we'll just do a 2-hour gig?
I'm totally game with
Hey,
that.
you know what? That's okay with me. We just go down there. We'll clear it up with. We'll clear it up.
Thank
with
you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah,
We're not even asking. We're not even asking.
Let me
Thank
say
you, Kevin.
let me say real quickly thank you to Chris Bingston
Thank
at
you,
Kevin
Chris
because she
Bingston
was
and
my
Kevin.
contact person for setting this up, and she right away very helpful, and we really love Chris and appreciate her, and we really love and appreciate Kevin too for
Yeah.
letting us do
I think
this.
it's going to be so much
So-
fun.
Oh my gosh.
Start start making plans.
Start
come
making
down
plans
and
to come see us.
Oh
Come
my
hang
be a
out
part
with
of our
us.
show.
Hang
and
out
hang
with
out
us.
and drink.
Yeah, we're gonna so promote it and tell them just to come out
Yeah,
live.
just live.
yeah, come see us live. We're gonna be there. So I think that's it. The slave driver beeped at us. So we're gonna wrap it up for today. But thank y'all for being here with us, and everybody say goodbye.
Oh, we're gonna come back for the 2-minute closing.
Oh,
remember?
never mind. We're gonna come back. We're gonna go to break. Okay, they're back. Chaselyn here was just showing me something she found online.
It's August the
27th.
27th at 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's next week at the JFK Tribute in Fort Worth. This is not a one-day event. This is day one. It's the Tarrant County March for Love, Not Hate.
That's
We
awesome.
need to pay
August
attention
the
to that one.
27th.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Nice.
But we have 2 minutes left, so everybody say your parting piece.
Oh, hi everybody, Israel Luna here. Come out tonight for Shannon Houck's rock band night. If you want to play rock band really loud and on the giant screen in our event room, come on out this evening. I think it's at 7 o'clock. Just bring, I think it's $5 and beer and pizza.
All right, cool.
Howdy. Brandy Mars Sky, and you can find me at brandymarsky.com. Simple, easy breezy.
And watch for her in Dallas Voice.
Oh, and Dallas Voice. Yes, I have. Can I announce?
Yes.
I have a new weekly column that's going to be coming out online. It's called Trending Tea, and it is going to cover all the social, political, cultural things that are trending that week on social media.
Ooh,
Nice.
yes.
And it'll be an online thing, so we can do it every week. We don't have to worry about space.
Exactly.
I'm Chaselyn Wade, and I am a local makeup artist and hairstylist and a part-time actress sometimes when I get good roles. And I'll be start working on my next film called Beaver at the end of this month. And also at the end of this month, we're going to be, next month with Beaver. And end of this month, I'm going to be helping to promote Israel's new film.
Yes, so we on the 28th
Kicking
when you go
Zombie
to
Ass
see the premiere of Kicking Zombie Ass,
Yes,
look
I
for
will be
Chaselyn.
there.
Yeah, we're going to
Yes.
promote it all next week.
Yay!
And I'm Tammy Nash, and I'm managing editor for Dallas, DallasVoice.com, out North Texas. And right now, I'm just tired. It's been a long week, y'all. It's been a long week. Y'all get some rest this weekend. Come back and see us
Be
next
safe.
Friday, okay?
Love one another.
There you go. Love one another.
Have
Bye,
a good
y'all.
weekend. Bye.